Welcome back to FM Story as we begin season 2 of this Glory Hunt to Save. And as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, it was time to move on from Aston Villa. We didn't really have the budget to make the squad a title challenging squad. Lots of jobs became available. The Liverpool job was available. Chelsea job was available. The Newcastle job was available. The Bayern Munich job became available. The Barcelona job became available. So where was it that we ended up? So here we are. We've been appointed manager of Bayern Munich. As we said, Aston Villa, I think we'd done about as much as we could. It would have required some serious investment to make that squad a title challenging squad. Although we came relatively close to the title in season 1, we did lack depth. There are bits of that squad that are very aging, and realistically, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, even Newcastle can't be as bad as they were in season 1 again. We did apply for the Liverpool job, the Barcelona job, Bayern Munich job. Got interviews from all of them. The one that actually was most concerning in terms of the questions they were asking about whether they were going to hire us was Bayern Munich. But in the end, we've got the Bayern Munich job. The media prediction obviously is to finish first. They did win Bundesliga in the first season. Obviously, we are looking to now pick up the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, and hopefully we've got a chance at the Champions League. We do have the best part of 119 million in the transfer budget. We've got plenty of money in the wage budget. So hopefully we can make some headway into those aims this season. It does mean obviously that we're going to have to go back to the Premier League at some point, try and win the Premier League. Obviously it's a ridiculously good squad. There are some areas that in real life are an issue, and obviously once we get a proper look at the squad, there may be some areas that we need to strengthen. They want us to sign German players, all players based in Germany, so basically take them off our biggest rivals. They want us to play attacking football, and entertaining football, which we managed to do with Aston Villa. Sign young players to develop for profit, sign players to sell for a profit. First season, they want us to win the League and Cup and challenge for the Champions League. And then just continues on from there. Hopefully we're not here for too many seasons, because hopefully we can get the League and Cup wrapped up pretty quickly. And hopefully we can also challenge for that Champions League as well. And there we are. So the expectations for the season: to reach the semi-final of the Champions League, to win the Bundesliga, to win the DFB Pokal. And let's see how we can get season 1 with Bayern Munich underway. We've made it to the opening day of the league season. We've played a couple of games in competitive competitions, which we'll get to in a minute. The squad is actually aging, but we've done some business in the transfer window. So most of the sales were before we took over, including the sale of Joshua Kimmich, who went to Al Ahly for 98 to 128 million. We did sell Manuel Neuer after having taken over. Al Hilal came in with an offer. We turned it down. He decided that he was in his last year of his contract, he was going to leave. And we got 12 million for a 38-year-old goalkeeper who, let's be honest, we don't know how much longer he's going to have left in the game. In terms of the incomings, Aaron Kuda was already at the club. Definitely more one for the future. I think I can't see him being too involved in the first team picture this season. Brian Zaragoza, who has joined, is more likely to be involved this season, but still I think it's going to be a bit down the pecking order. With the departure of Kimmich, even no matter which system we settled on, we were going to need a defensive midfielder. So one of the board requests was to sign players from Germany, both Germans and players that are currently playing in Germany. So we went and took Manu Kone off Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then we knew we needed a goalkeeper anyway. because I wasn't sure about any of the backups when Neuer was still here. So we went to Freiburg and picked up a 22-year-old Noah Atabulo. Looks like he could be a very promising keeper, and it just gives us a bit more strength in that position. I mean, looking at the squad, the average age isn't quite as high as you'd expect, but we do have, the average age is 24.4, but we do have 34-year-old Thomas Muller, 31-year-old Harry Kane, 30-year-old Rafa Guerreiro, and then a lot in the top end of the 20s. Obviously, if we were building a save for the long term with Bayern Munich, we'd probably be starting to maybe move some of those on. But given that the aim is to win things as soon as possible in this glory hunt save, I think we've got a pretty decently balanced squad. We have had a couple of games. We had the Super Cup against Stuttgart where we didn't start well. We started with the 4-3-3. That didn't go well. After we conceded, we actually switched to the 4-2-3-1, and that got us more into the game. And in the end, we ended up winning 2-1 thanks to an own goal and a Harry Kane penalty. And then the first round of the DFB Pokal against Eichstätt, we probably wouldn't have picked such a strong team. But given how the Stuttgart game went, I wanted to try and figure out what formation we should be playing. And obviously it's hard to tell given the standard of the opposition. But we won 7-0. Harry Kane got a hat-trick. Sané got a couple. Goretzka was a real threat from set pieces, from corners and free kicks. The only downside is that Manu Kone dislocated his shoulder in the first half of the game. So we're going to be out without him for a while. And then just looking at the season preview, we're big odds-on favourites for the title. There's only three of the first 11 that aren't our players. Although, having said that, when you look at the Media Dream 11, there's very little chance that we're going to play Musiala and Upamecano in the defensive midfield roles. So that's interesting. But the other players being two from Dortmund and one from Leipzig. Leipzig, who've also got a new manager, Sergio Conceição, who was one of the favourites for, I think, the Chelsea job when that was available. I mean, they do think we're going to play a 4-3-3 with Musiala as the holding midfielder, which, I mean, that's a bit strange. But we're at Bayern Munich and the league season starts now. So the league season gets underway with a home game against Augsburg. We've pretty much got a full strength side available. The only change to the side would be Manu Kone would probably come in for Rafael Guerreiro, and we're still not certain about who's going to start in goal between Atibolu and Nubel. So we're going with a 4-2-3-1. They're going with a 4-2-3-1 as well. But it looks as though their defensive midfielders are much more defensively inclined than ours. Right, Goretzka wide to Sané, infield, Rafa Guerreiro wide to Koeman. Crosses towards the back post. Harry Kane's header hits the post. Linked forward. Bowie picks it up. Davies down the line for Koeman with acres of space to move into. Coming in towards the edge of the box. Pulls it across. There's Leroy Sané from close range. What a blistering counter-attack that was. Davies played the ball down the line to Koeman, having picked off that free kick, and then Koeman just runs past everyone, gets into the box, just as you think he's about to pull the trigger, squares it. Two of our players were in the box there, Kane and Sané. Either one of them could have scored, but it was Leroy Sané who got the league season off to a blistering start. Right, Bowie with the throw. Sané back to Bowie. Crosses. And the keeper comes and claims it above Kingsley Coman. And then it's gone long. Delict comfortably picks that one up. Davies finds Coman. Finds Musiala on this left-hand side now. He goes past his man. Hammers a low cross in. but it's easy for the keeper to collect. And then he goes long again, and Bowie wins the header. Goretzka loses out in midfield, but wins it back. Min-jae, Kim, Guerrero, Musiala wide to Coleman. Goretzka flicks the header on. Kane nods it down to Sané in the box, squares it. And there's Harry Kane to make it 2-0. Coleman lifts it across. Goretzka with a header. Kane with a header. Sané takes a touch, squares it. And there's Kane arriving in the 6-yard box. A simple tap in to make it 2-0. Right, Bowie with the throw. Goretzka back to Bowie. Goretzka again into the box. Gives it away on the edge of the box. Then they've gone long, but De Ligt picked it up. Davies to Goretzka. Over the top for Sané. Squares it again. Nothing comes of it. Goretzka gets back to win it. Kim into Goretzka. Bowie going forward on the right-hand side. Finds Sané in the box. Squares it. This time, Musiala's there for a tap-in. And we've got 3 goals. And the furthest one out was probably that one at about 7 yards. Getting into position, low crosses and simple tap-ins with runners arriving in the box. Bowie into Sané, passes it across the box, and there's Musiala to sweep it home from just outside the 6-yard box. Sané forward looking for Goretzka. They've just lumped it forward. Bowie back on his own now, coming on the left-hand side. Finds Davies, who crosses. Kane's header comes off the post. Second time he's hit the woodwork in this game, and it's gone. They've scrambled it behind for a corner. Right, Rafa Guerrero take the corner, goes short to Sané, pulls it back to Coman on the edge of the box. Sané has a shot, it's blocked. They've poked it clear, and there we go. Half time, 3-0 up, dominated the game. It could really be more. I mean, Kane's hit the woodwork twice. And a great start to the season so far. Right, we made one change at half time. Musiala picked up a bit of a knock in the first half, bit of a tight hamstring, so we brought on Thomas Muller to play behind Harry Kane. Right, a corner for them. We've got a head on it. Guerrero gets a head on it again. Matisse Tell turns and runs at the defence. Low cross, cleared away from Harry Kane. Kingsley Coman now has it. Just in towards the edge of the box. Into the box. Has a shot. The keeper spills it, but able to pick it up at the second attempt. Right, Alphonso Davies with a throw. Gnabry back to Davies. Looking for Gnabry in the box. He's upended, and we're going to get a penalty here. And it's been given. Harry Kane to step up. Fires it past the keeper. Gets his second goal of the game. Makes it 4-0. Smashes it into the top corner. Right, Harry Kane with a free kick. Lifts it forward. Headed down. Gnabry might have been in an offside position when he turns it home there. He might have just been the wrong side of the defender, but it looks like it's been given. Kane lumps it up. Kim with a header. Gnabry then, right in front of goal, fires it past the keeper. And I think he was just about onside. Oh, he's well onside in the end. And that's 5-0. And that's enough to take us top of the table as it stands. Bowie with the throw. Tillman. Bowie. Low cross in. Cleared as far as De Ligt. Lima. Wide to Alphonso Davies in the box. Gets to the byline. Low cross. And there's Thomas Muller to make it 6-0. And this has turned into a bit of a romp. De Ligt finds Lima. He sends it wide to Davies, who just shifts it, gets to the byline, another one into the 6-yard box. That one takes a big nick off the defender on its way in. But that's 6-0. And there we are, full time on the opening day of the season, 6-0 victory. Things have got off to a great start. We're at the end of September, and we've got a big game coming up against Stuttgart away from home in the league. We've already played Stuttgart once and just about snuck past them 2-1 in the Super Cup. We didn't do any more business in the transfer window, and then we've had a pretty decent run since that Augsburg game on the opening day of the season. We followed that up with a 4-1 victory away at Freiburg, and then a 3-0 victory at home against Werder Bremen. Mainz, we were not great in. We went 2-0 up. They pulled a goal back through Nelson Viper, and we didn't really kick on in that game. The Man United game was a strange game. We really dominated the first half in terms of chances. We got ourselves 2-0 up. They pulled it back to 2-1. We immediately went up the other end, and Goretzka nicked the ball off Varane and scored from the edge of the area to make it 3-1. They then pulled another goal back through Mason Mount with his second of the game to make it 3-2. And then deep into injury time, Kim Min-jae poked the ball home after his header from a corner was saved by Onana. The one concerning thing was that the couple of injuries we picked up, they weren't serious injuries. They were just knocks that meant they were going to come off. Harry Kane one in particular is a concern, because looking at the squad in more detail, obviously Matisse Tell can play through the middle, but there is a bit of a lack of options up front that I hadn't quite anticipated before. So in January, we may dip into the transfer market, see if we can pick up a young backup striker. And then in the most recent league game, pretty comfortable 3-0 victory at home against Hoffenheim. And that means going into the game against Stuttgart, we're top of the table, on goal difference by a goal from Dortmund, who have also had a 100% start to the season. And we're doing pretty well in terms of the average. We are getting a big amount of our threat down the left-hand side with Alphonso Davies and Kingsley Coman both playing at left-back and wide left. That's where a lot of our threat has come from. Musiala has been brilliant in front of goal as well, with 5 goals so far this season. But now it's time to play against Stuttgart again and see if we can continue this 100% start to the season. This is the side we picked for the Stuttgart game. I think it's our strongest team we've got available. The only issue we haven't really solved yet is the balance of the two in the defensive midfield roles. We've gone with Mazraoui alongside Goretzka. I think the front four picks itself. The back four mostly picks itself. Atibolu played the first 2 games in the Super Cup and the DFB Pokal. Nubel played the league games. We went back to Atibolu for the last game, and he proved his worth there. So we're giving him another go in goal, and hopefully we can come away with another 3 points. So both teams going with that 4-2-3-1. Right, Sané with a free kick down to Coman, turns it into the box, loses out. They struggle to get it clear, but now they're bringing it clear. Goretzka wins it back. Musiala driving towards the box, goes from distance, but can't get it on target. All right, Bowie with the throw. Mazraoui bringing it forward into Kane in the box, gets the byline, low cross, and the defender had no need to touch that. It was going straight through to the goalkeeper. There was none of our players were challenging him. Mazraoui brought it forward, just bends the ball into Kane, takes it to the byline, just hammers it low across. There was 3 Stuttgart players between our player and the ball, and yet one of them still managed to turn it past his keeper. Game's quietened down a bit since that goal. Kane with a free kick this time. Drops to Mazraoui on the edge of the box. He pokes it between the 2 defenders and beats the keeper from the edge of the area. Proper toe poke, that one. Just lumped forward. They get a head on it. Mazraoui takes it down and just pokes it with the toe into the bottom corner, beats the keeper, 2-0 up now. And they were 2-0 up at half-time. Based on the match stats, you would say we probably deserve to be in front at least. Whereas before the game, we said all the threat has come down our left-hand side in the previous games, particularly with Alphonso Davies and Kingsley Coman. It's definitely been more down the right-hand side in this game. Very little happening so far in the second half. Right, Bowie with the throw, Mazraoui back to Kim, cross to Delict, into Gnabry, back to Conrad Lyman. Gnabry, Kane scores, but I think he's offside. And it has been given as offside. It did look like he was in an offside position. So Gnabry and Lima combined. Gnabry plays it into centre. Kane had gone just a touch too early. And it's still 2-0. And they've got a goal kick as we approach injury time. They've gone short despite being 2-0 down. And Guerrero intercepts the ball forward. Gnabry in the box. And fires home from a tight angle to make it 3-0. And just to really secure this 3 points. Eventually, they went long, searching for a goal to get back into the game. Guerrero nicks it. Gnabry's in behind the defence, gets towards the byline, hits it with the outside of his right foot past the keeper, makes it 3-0. And there we go, full time, fully deserved 3 points, and continuing on this decent start to the season. And there we are, the end of another episode, and our first season at Bayern Munich started well. 100% record in all competitions. We won the first DFB Pokal game. We've won the Super Cup. We beat Man United in the Champions League, and we're 6 from 6 at the top of the Bundesliga. We're top on goal difference from Dortmund, who've also won 6 from 6. Coming up in the next episode, we've got some big games in the league. We've got Dortmund coming up at home. We've got Leipzig coming up away from home as well. So join us next time to see if we can continue this decent start to the season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.